So yes, Rocky Point Retreat. Here we have a campground, which obviously you can see this website hosts a lot of information. So what I would recommend, I can see that the site is Wix, and what I would recommend is to look at having like a more of a refresher and update of your site. Looking at your menu items here, you can see that there's quite a lot of secondary level menu items. So I would consider doing a site refresh, as in making it a little bit more up to date. I can see down the bottom that it was done in 2016, and I can tell too as well that you do keep the site updated with events that are going on, etc., which is really, really good. But just in terms of like user experience, I would suggest to consider using a new template like using Wix if that's what you used before and you find it easy to use, just to update your site so it just appears a little bit more updated in terms of like user, like visually more accessible. So we can see here that you've got a lot of information too, which is really good in terms of information for your potential guests, which is really great. So that means that if you are going to consider doing a new template, a new Wix template for your site, you've got a lot here that you can work with. And what I would suggest is actually using ChatGPT to consolidate things or to help you reword some of the text that you've got, so it's a lot more simple and a lot more punchy. Because as you can see here, there's just a lot of information, and we now know, like everyone will probably identify with this, is that people just don't read anymore. So we need to make sure that the information that we have on our website is punchy, it's got great keywords, and it's got great call to actions. So you can see here that you've got great call to actions, lots of information, but I think it would really benefit your user experience to just make sure that your site is a really accurate representation of what it is that you offer in a modern way, but also true to exactly the experience that you offer. One thing that I would suggest that would be really great is to have testimonials. You'll probably hear when I'm going and talking about people's websites that there's some common themes that will come up. So testimonials on your website are really great. Third-party endorsement is a huge part of the purchase cycle. When someone else says that it's really good, we know that we can trust that, because basically a business can say whatever they want about themselves, but when someone else says it or it's backed up, it's extremely beneficial. So I would just make sure that everything that you have on your site is up to date. So you can see down the bottom here, there's a few things that aren't working anymore. So just double checking that. Having your address on the footer is really great. And also you've got some really good pictures here, but just making sure that everything's up to date. That's my main concern, and probably a main concern would be too that if someone's navigating their website and it appears that it's a little bit dated, they may also question the content on the site as well, like how old are these pictures and how relevant, and can I trust the information that's on here? Google do like websites that are updated regularly, so it knows that what it's presenting in Google search is something that's going to be relevant and up to date. So it's always good. That's why blogs are so good for websites or news, because we're adding that information to our website that is relevant, and then Google knows that we are constantly updating our website. So yeah, that's probably the key takeaways today, is to look at refreshing your site, making sure the information on it is current and relevant, adding testimonials to your site, and also looking at updating these things that aren't working down the bottom. And also, another thing that I would suggest as well is to think about your menu items as well. There's only 3 menu items here. So I would think, for example, About Us is a really great one to have as a top level menu item. Things to do, like what to see and do. So destination information is also a very, very popular one too. So if someone's considering Winfield as a destination that they haven't yet been there, but someone's recommended it, and they are, considering the destination before what they might where they might stay there. So I would definitely do destination information as a top level menu item as well. Sustainability is really high on travelers' list of importance as well. So sustainability could be something that you could move to the top as well, just in trying to keep in current trends. So I hope that's been helpful, and thanks very much.